It's true.
There's always unknowns.
Yeah, it's true.
There always will be.
Yeah.
No matter how long. Obviously, in the beginning, in the start of the project, or new development, there's more unknowns than later on. But there's always will be, and that's part of the testing work. Should we?
Should we?
So.
Hey guys, a quick announcement. I invite you to join the Testguru Insiders. There, if you join, you will get the new episodes way before anyone else does on YouTube. And in addition to that, you will get some personal videos from me or Tuna, from my inbox to yours. So join the Testguru Insiders. Go to prove.guru/TGTV. Prove.guru/TGTV. See you there. You know, software testing is about mental health, because you know that feeling when things don't quite work.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. Software testing is about mental health because everybody's happier when software works. And this is a weekly show about mental health in software industry. The dude sitting next to me, his name is Jani, Tuna, Haikala. He's an ultimate champion of testing.
Hello. And here, next to me, is Antti Niittyviita, a trainer, a public speaker, and an author.
And the idea of this show is to answer some questions about testing, quality assurance, or life in general.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome. All right. So what's the question of the week?
The question of the week comes here. Are you ready?
I'm totally in.
Nice. How do I understand all the sidetracks when I'm not familiar with the whole?
Sidetracks. How do I understand all the sidetracks when I'm not familiar with the
so
whole?
Supposedly this is someone who is in a new project, a new product that's not that familiar, maybe.
Yeah, true.
I'm worried.
Yeah, I notice a lot of context missing from the question, and one of like the actually. Well, I'm not answering the question, but I'm answering something else, some other question, probably.
Please go ahead. That happens to us sometimes.
But I've noticed that there is lots of high quality testing has to do with understanding the context. Lots of high quality work has to do with understanding the context.
Yeah.
So I think the question, well, there could be more context. What about this question is, but this question also asks the question about the context. So how was it phrased? Like, how do I
understand all the sidetracks?
All the sidetracks when I'm not familiar with the context. So I think the question has the answer already built in. First of all, you need to understand the context. You need to understand the whole. So how to do that? That's the question. How to really understand the whole, because the sidetracks start to emerge once you do.
Yeah, and I think so, sort of understanding the whole. There's sort of maybe might be or might not be, but to me it feels like there might be a misunderstanding that you can actually at some point understand the whole.
Yeah, that's true.
There's always unknowns.
Yeah, it's true.
There always will be.
Yeah.
No matter how long. Obviously, in the beginning, in the start of the project, or new development, there's more unknowns than later on. But there's always will be, and that's part of the testing work.
Yeah.
Sort of figure out what haven't we thought of yet.
That's true. Yeah, and that was actually a really valuable idea, because that didn't occur to me at all. That you can never know the whole. So you need to learn how to accept that you're always in the middle of this, like a little bit of a confusing forest, and you can never know the whole forest. So you can only know what you see, and only know the paths that you've taken. So
where you've been,
exactly. So accept the fact that you can never know the whole. I think that's the first step. Like this is actually quite some kind of a life lesson, I would say, but it goes like this: BP equals LC. So that's where happiness comes from, and where enjoyment comes from. And
what are these?
Yeah, these abbreviations.
Yeah.
BP is the blueprint.
Yeah.
And LC is the life conditions. So you can like replace it with the work life conditions as well. So BP means that it's your idea about how things should be, and then it's how things really are. So if those are close to each other, then you experience happiness. So if you always expect things to be differently than they are at the moment, that's a source of unhappiness and pain. So either way, you have to change the blueprint or you have to change the conditions. Which one will it be? And for example, and at this point, understanding the whole is part of the blueprint. Do you always need to understand the whole? Does it apply to your work? Does it apply to your life and stuff like that? So maybe that's a blueprint that you may want to review and change, and that would bring you more happiness and enjoyment at work and at home.
That's a good point. So,
BP equals LC.
Yeah. Accepting the fact that. True. For me, sort of my thoughts go a lot into what testing is really about, and actually, I think the development work as well, even if you're a coder. So everyone has a model of the product, of the software, of the environment, of the users, whatever it is. And obviously, in the beginning, it's more incomplete. And unfortunately, there's no shortcuts. You sort of have to put in the work in order to build the model. But testing, for example, is building the model, making it more complete, finding the unknowns, finding new information, exploring, testing things out, and then that way building the model, improving it.
I would say like this brings to my mind that like the confusion is the prepayment for building that model, for like really learning. So you have to endure, you have to go through the confusion and the feeling that I don't get it to actually build it. So that's a valuable take. So confusion is the prepayment for learning, I would say. Hey
Antti.
Hey.
I have a question for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Are there any interesting events coming up in the near future?
Yes, there are.
Please tell me more.
It's called Testguru Summit. This is a training seminar that lasts for 1 day, and you can join via live stream. The speakers are, of course, you and me.
Nice.
Yes. And then we will have some awesome guest speakers as well. And if you want to know more about Testguru Summit, navigate yourself to prove.guru/TG Summit. TG Summit. Testguru Summit is about to hit us.
So who should attend Testguru Summit?
Yeah, I would say there are two kinds of testing professionals. First of all, the people who are frustrated by the decisions their organizations make about testing. Decisions what to test, decisions how to do the testing, decisions about the resources for testing. If you're frustrated with your organizations, I mean bosses, clients, and colleagues, then this Testguru Summit will give you awesome, outstanding tools to deal with that kind of a situation. The second kind of a testing professional who should join this are those who feel like they don't have enough time and resources for doing a great job. So this will give some ideas and insights into how to deal with the situation when there is not enough time and scarce resources and background information for doing testing. So you will become a way more valuable tester.
Oh, I wish I had this way early on in my career.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. That's why this Testguru Summit is about to happen.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
See you there.
See you there.
Should we?
Should we?
So, should we start summarizing?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're ready to summarize because we've been addressing the question. Yeah. The sidetracks are really interesting. But I went on sidetracks there. Let's not go on sidetracks. Let's actually.
I don't know if it makes any difference, but in the question, whoever has asked it's in parentheses. Sidetracks. Yeah. But I would sort of, my summary comes from the building a model sort of direction or point of view. And the first thing to do is to explore, to find sources of knowledge, to sort of get more understanding of the software and of the different conditions.
Like feed the learning.
Yeah. So those could be, you know, the developers, the project managers, product owners, but also in a lot of different depends obviously on the product and whatever it is that you're building. But you know, you can find a lot of information from the internet also, surprisingly. So you know, finding those sources of knowledge and exploring and building the model that way. Then when you actually have that information, you sort of have some sort of hypothesis, perhaps. So testing, obviously, is the next step to do. So you actually test, you try out those hypotheses. And then once you do that, obviously, keep notes, observe, sort of logging, I would say. And also in keeping notes while you are doing the testing, you're sort of coming up with new questions, new ideas. Maybe I need to test that also. So please don't get sidetracked in that right away. Just write those ideas down and come back to those later. But you know, do the thing that you are actually doing. So exploring, testing, and sort of logging, I would say, to summarize.
Yeah, and going back to the original question, I remember that it said all the sidetracks.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can never know all the sidetracks, and then
too.
you can never understand the whole, because like that implied to me that there is the blueprint that the asker expects to have this like intellectual control over everything that they have. So accepting that things are always in like this, like you're always learning and you always will be a little bit confused when you are a software tester. So changing the blueprint and accepting the fact that there will never be the all and the whole, and that way the next step would be to start learning to enjoy the uncertainty and to enjoy the confusion. Like this is confusing, so that's something that I find as a tester. This is a finding. So I enjoy. So wow, I'm confused. Why am I so confused?
What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? And just start to investigate. So like build this emotional muscle of like positively being surprised about those feelings
and
of
perhaps
of
even
confusion.
expecting to get confused.
Exactly. So I'm expecting to get confused. I'm expecting that I don't know all the whole and all the sidetracks. So I'm just like going there and picking some sidetracks and seeing what will happen. So I think that's what testing is about, like this building this emotional muscle of like enduring the uncertainty. And when you have that, it's like it's so applicable in every area of life, because most things aren't in our control anyway. So life's happiness skill, I would say. Yeah. Wow.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. I feel like we have answered the question. How do you feel about it?
So do I.
Yeah. Hey guys in the audience, if you feel like we are missing something or want to bring up your ideas, put them into the comments. If you have any more questions that we could answer in the future episode, post them on the comments as well. Gently hammer the like button, send those hearts, share the video with someone who may benefit from it, and of course, remember to subscribe to the channel. That way, someone else who may benefit from this stuff might see it, and we could improve the world of software testing and software. Because this is a weekly show about mental health in software.
And that is what we want. Visibility to testing, visibility to mental health.
Everybody's just happier when software works.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for joining us, and see you next week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.